I spent 1,340 mine tokens to be transported to a galaxy far, far away. This is the official Star Wars mashup texture pack from Minecraft, and it just so happens to be one of the biggest marketplace packs ever. At 181 megabytes with custom sounds, a custom GUI, and an intergalactic theme, there's only one question left. Is it worth the price, or did my wallet just get hit by force lightning? So we can start by having a look at the GUI in this pack, and we do get a custom menu, custom settings with blue and R2-D2 inspired buttons, which carries on in the loading screen and the menus for workbenches and the creative menu itself as well, with the blue and the silver and the white really giving it that R2-D2 feeling. So if you're a fan of the little droid, you'll be a fan of the creative menus, I'm sure, and this does stay consistent across many of the different workbenches and menus. In terms of the creative menu though, while it does have that blue, silver and white color theme, the actual items themselves in the creative menu feels very vanilla, very Minecraft, which being made by Minecraft makes a lot of sense when you think about it. So we can have a look at how the world generates then, and immediately what I'm seeing is a lighter blue water followed by a very light and almost too Minecrafty sky, in all honesty. There are two planets in the sky though, so that's definitely a Star Wars element there. But if we look at the water, so it's quite a noisy animation, but it's very devoid of color, very drained of life, and that seems to be the feeling here in this biome at least. I mean, we've got the trees, it's a very dull and darker green, it's a very duller yellowy sand as well, kind of losing that happiness, which I suppose this is original trilogy Star Wars here. We've got some seaweed here looking very digital, and then what is this? I mean, we've got a Jabba the Hutt. Okay, we've got a Jabba the Hutt as a turtle. That's how it starts things, right? Hi, I'm Steve and forced to use this like I mentioned in the GUI section. What else do we have? So we've got another Jabba the Hutt here. Hello, mate. How you doing? Oh, look at that 3D elements on the nose. He makes Jabba sounds as well. That's so cool. Okay. If we just fly around, let's get a little bit more of the world in here so we can see that lighter blue ocean, the darker kind of land elements here too. We've got some grass, we've got the jungle trees. I do like jungle trees. I think jungle trees are quite cool. Let's fly around again. I want to get over to that area. That looks like some cherry blossom trees. And one awesome thing about Minecraft packs, especially the licensed ones, they seem to be as up to date as possible, because we've got cherry blossoms updated. I've seen that the creaking is updated, but we'll get that confirmed when we go to the armory. And yeah, it's just good to know that they keep these packs updated as much as possible. Probably not a blanket rule, but definitely feels more often than not. And then you've got like different varying colors of grass. So the duller grass in this biome leads into a brighter, greener grass here for the cherry blossoms. No transparency on the leaves, or if there is, it's very, very minimal, which is a bit disappointing. But if we get down here, so we got some droids running around. Here we go. What are you? That's short grass. That's not a droid. That's also grass. So there's chickens. Chickens are this droid. Now, I'm not even going to pretend to try and know what each droid is. But this droid, and you can hear the droid sounds as well here. Awesome. The immersion is amazing. And that's a chicken, by the way. No variation, but that is a chicken. What have we got down here? You just never know. This could be a pig. This could be a wolf. What are you, buddy? This is a pig. Let's get some pigs up here and see. So it's not even affected by spring to life either. And we've got those alien sounds. This is an awesome texture pack, in my opinion. I mean, it's very alien. I don't know if that's a Star Wars character, but it just feels like an alien world, an alien life. I'm very, very impressed. There was a bee there that looked kind of like a wasp. If I punch that, does he come out? No, he doesn't. Oh, well, I guess we won't see that. What else do we have? We're looking for a cow and we're looking for a sheep. Now, a sheep will be very interesting. What is this? Pumpkins. Okay. Pumpkins are little black boxes. What else? It's so difficult when a pack is so changed like this. It is very difficult to work out what it is that we're dealing with and how to find things. So I think what we'll do, let's go and find a cow and a sheep as well. That's a cow there. So, oh, okay. It's those big things. Are these the ones that you see in like Tatooine and stuff? Going across the sand? My semi-Star Wars nerd head thinks he knows about this. That sounds like a vanilla sound. No. Yeah, that's definitely a vanilla cow sound when you hit it. But they've added some form of alienness to the moose, at least. I like it, man. I do. I'm here for it. And then if we get out a sheep as well, which is this one. Oh, wow. That's got to be one of the ugliest sheeps I think I've ever seen. How do we get different colors? How do I know? Okay, so it's the hair here. The hair here is a sign of a different color. And if we shear it, it just takes the little back mohawk off him. Oh, that's awesome. That's actually quite awesome. I like that. These are some of the ugliest mobs I think I've ever seen, but they are perfect to theme. And I definitely feel like we're in an alien world here. Now, I'm going to need some Star Wars fans to come and tell me what each of these characters are. I know you're out there. Let me know. My favorite is the chicken by quite a long way. I'm a big fan of a droid. Doesn't need to be BB-8. Doesn't need to be R2-D2 or even C-3PO, to be honest. But I'm a big fan. They've even added in vehicles in the shape. So most vehicle add-ons seem to like retexture horses, it feels. The Star Wars mashup texture pack and mashup pack itself just retexture horses into vehicles with the sounds as well. That is awesome. And then you sit on it like that too. That's awesome. That is crazy. That's really crazy. Speaking of sounds as well, I just wanted to show you guys, as you're clicking buttons in the menus, it sounds like R2-D2. I hope you guys could hear that. I really do. Keep changing things in my audio, so I don't actually know what you guys can and can't hear. In terms of a skeleton horse, okay, so it's just another glider. Okay, so all horses seem to be gliders. Is that the same for a donkey? Yep, okay. Is that the same for a mule? Yep, okay. So we're just getting these space gliders from the original trilogies. Zombies as well. Yeah, okay. They are, I like it, man. It fits theme. It's very consistent. The only thing I don't like, and I really don't like it, is the fact that we're forced to use Steve. I want my custom character. Please get that fixed. Please get that updated. They probably won't. There's probably a reason for it. But I really, really like the rest of this pack. I think it's very on theme. A bit dull, a bit glum, but very on theme. And I like the effort that's gone into this. Let's head over that direction, I think. And let's go and find ourselves a village. And so, like I said, there is a village just here. It's a broken village. It seems to be split by this massive, what even would you call this? Grand Canyon? I don't even know. But there seems to be bits of pathing over there. There's crops and flowers. But let's focus on the actual village itself. And there's a lot of things to look at. First of all, that dullness in color carries on with the path. But when I say dullness, I don't mean it in a bad way. It's on theme. It's on brand, shall we say. We've got these big end rod looking things, which I feel like are moisture farmer things, but they're sunflowers. We've got the crops on here too. A little bit rough, but I mean, I'm still not against it at all. I don't know why, but this pack just seems to be ticking all the boxes for me. That was a weird little effect there from it unlinking. Oh my days, that's one of the battle droids, isn't it? From the original, not from the prequel trilogy, right? The Iron Golem is one of those. How are you doing? Why does all of the mobs have Jason Voorhees masks? I don't know. But yeah, these guys are the big beefy guys. When I used to play the Star Wars games, they used to give me problems, man. They were so strong. And then the villagers looking like aunt and uncle. I want to say Aunt Baru, uncle. Can't remember the uncle's name, but Aunt Beru right here. I'm seeing them. I'm seeing these guys from the original trilogy again. And then, oh, we've got aliens as well. Diversity being hit perfectly. Awesome. I like it, man. A little bit close to the vanilla style villages, but only slightly, actually. I wouldn't say it's too drastic in terms of the human-y looking ones. But the alien ones are so cool, and it's characters we've seen. We've got 3D models on here. Using the standard Minecraft sounds with these guys. What we got over here? What's this? So cobblestone looking more kind of sheet metal-y here as well. I'm here for it. The dedication to theme for me is awesome. Let's set it to nighttime and let's see what hostile mobs look like. And so we've got the sun setting in the distance. If we look up, that second sun disappears. So at always day, it was at the top and it disappears. But the moon, well, that's no moon. That's a Death Star right there. Oh my days. Look at that. I always wanted to build one of these in Lego. I don't know why that's popped into my head, but I have always wanted to build one of these and it just looks awesome. Look how daunting that is as it gets darker as well. That's crazy. That is crazy. In terms of how the world looks at night, it does feel a tad darker because of those duller colors. And it just makes it feel that little bit darker. So this drink a night vision potion. Remember, arachnophobia warning, there will be spiders. I have no idea what Star Wars spiders or spiders in a galaxy far, far away look like. But I'm sure we're about to find out. Let's get down here. So I'm guessing you're a skeleton first and foremost. Yes, you are. We've got the droids. Okay, I'm here for it. Nice little bows there as well. Well, you guys, we've got stormtroopers, guys. Guys, we've got stormtroopers. I need you to know that we've got stormtroopers. Here we go. Stormtroop high. Oh. They're making noise. Well, not right now, they're not. They sound like they're actually like humans inside. I'm hearing... These are not the droids you're looking for, my friend. They are awesome stormtroopers, though. Doesn't look like we've got variation on them. Which, although he's wearing armor, which is a bit of a shame. Like, you know, you could do different faces, different colors, but I did not mean to spawn him on top of him, but okay. So stormtroopers as zombies, droids as skeletons. What are we in for when it comes to spiders? What are we in for when it comes to creepers? All right, well, you could be, I'm sure you're a spider, but you could be a creeper, judging by how big your head is. No, you're a spider. Okay, a 4-legged droid. No, a 6-legged droid. I'm so sorry. I do apologize. Put respect on your legs. For that spider. Okay, I've never seen this droid before. That's crazy. That is creepy, though. Yeah, that's going to be an arachnophobic's nightmare right there. And then lastly, then, we're looking for a creeper. Can we get one of those? It's probably easier to find one in here. We're looking for green creeper. Let's just spawn one. What are you? Okay, it's a droid. It kind of looks like it would be a charged creeper. But it's a droid with that charged effect. That feels like it could potentially be broken. It's like a malfunctioning droid. But I don't know. Like, it feels like that could be a little bit broken in how that's showing. I don't like the way this one looks. I very much prefer the stormtroopers and the droids. I also do like the spider, even though I know how creepy that must look. But yeah, the creeper I could live without. Let's go underground and let's see. No, let's not go underground. Let's go out to the ocean and let's see what the ocean monument looks like. So we're above the ocean monument now. It's still nighttime. We still have night vision potion on, but it looks very stiff in style. Very dark brick. I'm very interested to see this. Let's get down under here. It definitely feels like it's made out of sheet metal. The prismarine bricks with their own custom design. Definitely haven't seen this one before. And then again, for prismarine, flashing red. So not necessarily changing colors, but definitely feeling more computerized. Almost like the inside of a Star Destroyer, even. as we go over here. Before we look at him, good to know that that's changed. Let's have a look at the sea lantern, almost looking like an eye. Let's get rid of those so we can see a little better. That feels like an eye. Okay. Very weird. Let's carry on through here. Get rid of that. Can I get rid of all of that? Thank you. Can we get the big guy? There we go. Oh. Okay. That kind of looks like the one from the Phantom Menace that tries to eat them when they're in the Gungan ship. I'm trying to show off knowledge like I'm cool. I like it though. I don't necessarily like that he's got two eyes, but you know what? We're not here to lean on Minecraft designs anymore. We're here for a Star Wars world, so this is definitely something different. I can live with that. That's not terrible. Got the Star Wars fish down here. And then the smaller Guardian, very much a smaller version and a lighter colored version than the big Guardian there, the Elder Guardian. So where was that drowned? There he is. Let's go and see this guy. How you doing? Again, more alien character. He's got the 3 fingers, the 3D head. I just love the effort to create the characters. I think they're awesome. And what is this block? Gravel. So these guys kind of blending into gravel here as well. It doesn't look like we've got much variety. Villagers being the only variation that I've seen so far. But again, I'm just loving how it's capturing all the Star Wars characters, all the Star Wars different lives and stuff. I think it's awesome. Now let's head underground and let's go and see a trial chamber. And again, it's an absolute joy when you're dealing with the Minecraft textures because it's updated. And I just went and had a look. This pack, while released in 2020, has been updated as recently as Friday, the 4th of July, 2025. So definitely updated, definitely got everything in, which is just crazy when you think about it. And so we're here in the trial chamber. The tough blocks getting that sand feel, which is just, I think it's nice. I mean, takes it away from the stone family, adds it to the sand family here. And I'm just getting Tatooine vibes with the chiseled tough bricks here. The copper also looking, the waxed ones at least, looking very consistent and fitting in quite well with the tough. The oxidized ones, you can see the copper in its previous state underneath, which is nice. There is a slight blur to it. There's definitely a slight roughness to it. But again, I feel like they're trying to capture the theme of the original trilogy more than they are trying to capture the theme of the prequel. And I'm sure they've just forgotten the sequel trilogy. So I think it works quite well. I really like this weathered look here on the oxidized copper grates too. I think that's awesome. And then if we get the breeze, we've got a droid. Now that looks kind of like the droid that Darth Maul has. Again, I think that's so cool. Just the way they change the character models to fit the theme is awesome. And we need to see more and more of that. I'm always disappointed when I see Steve. I'm sorry. Let's head over to the Armoury then. And let's see how practically everything looks. Here we are in the Armoury then, and we can see how the entire world works. And as you can see, it still is that darker, more devoid of color world that we saw in the previous clips, with the darker stone really pulling out any happiness and joy into the deep slate, which feels a bit more icy in color. We've got lava here as well, which we'll see more of in the Nether. So let's go through the trees first and foremost. We've already seen the cherry blossoms. Very minimal transparency, and then we've got the oak trees leading in to the rest. We've got some flowers around as well. There's a feeling of realism to some of these trees as well, and I don't mean that in terms of it's the most realistic thing in the world, but they've added effort to just push it in that direction ever so slightly and not be cartoony, not be devoid of any kind of true to life aspects. Even here, like, you can see the bark and stuff like that on there. Really cool. We've got the creaking on here as well, which I don't know how they've tried to make this into a droid, but it's like a droid creaking even. Very weird. This kind of doesn't feel like it's on theme for Star Wars because they've tried to keep it so close to the creaking. I could be wrong, and I hope you clarify it down in the comments for me if I am wrong, but I feel like that's a bit too close to the creaking. We've got the mangrove tree here as well as the dark oak leading into bamboo. We'll do a quick fly around for the doors. And it's funny as well because these aren't as spaceshipy as I thought they would be. These are the wooden ones at least feel very villagey, very kind of lived in by the peasants. And then as we get around to the copper and the iron is where we get, well, the irony ones and the nether ones feel more spaceshipy. The copper ones feel more like ancient ruin style doors. Maybe I'm reaching a little bit there, I don't know, but that's the feeling I'm getting. The beds feel very hard and wooden as we see the carpets, trapdoors and walls as well. I like that though. The heart of the creaking is there. We've got the block of resin. We've got the pale oak logs there as well. We've got the precious blocks and ores, kind of bleeding that technological feel. You see here some of these looking like they belong on a spaceship. Then you've got some of the rougher ones looking like they're tearing through stone. Very nice indeed. Not really sure. This looks like a switch panel here for the block of coal. Very crazy. So they've taken away some of the functionality of the block to make it look a bit more sci-fi in feel, if that makes sense. Not a fan of the glass. It's well known I don't like inconsistent glass designs because what if I want that design in that color? It's just not going to happen, which is a shame, but that's a nitpick on my behalf. And then if we look at the blocks, again, there seems to be that divide between kind of sheet metal for the spaceship, wood for the peasants, and stone for more ruiny type feels. But I think it balances it really well. The honey, the slime. There's elements to this where I'm looking at blocks and I'm like, are they Star Wars? And sometimes that can be answered simply with, well, they're spaceshipy. And that's kind of Star Wars. But I don't know, I feel like that could also be a nitpick because I do really like this pack. I do really like what we're looking at here. We've got a llama on there too. I think that's a llama. We're going to find out because I'm going to get the wandering trader. So excuse me, mate. Oh, it's one of those guys. He popped out like crazy as well. How are you, my friend? Thank you very much. Don't try and sell me no broken droid. Thank you. I like that. On theme. Awesome. Again, the camels on theme too. The sniffers. To see a pack so updated is just awesome. The slime, I don't know what it's trying to be. That's like a failing on my part. It's a bit motion blurry as well, which is a little bit of a weird feeling. But yeah, I'm here for it. I'm very much taking this at face value as being a Star Wars character. One of those, not a main one at all, but just a world building character. So hopefully that will be forgiven for that. But yeah, the motion blur was a bit weird there. Back to the blocks. Again, some very good ruiny style blocks. Almost like they've got like Sith elements to them. And then we get into a few more of those spaceshipy blocks from the stones here. And then, yeah, this is where the spaceship elements pop in. The Death Star, the Star Destroyers and stuff like that. Very, very nice. I like the consistency. It's a bit copy and paste, but it is consistent for the different styles of spaceship that you get. So while I would have liked to see a bit more uniqueness across the blocks than just color, I do think it works with Star Wars. I know that could probably be me being a little bit, what's the word, inconsistent maybe, but I mean, yeah, I'm willing to let that pass. There is elements of copy and paste here though. They should probably be mentioned. And then we've got the workbenches here too. And that cactus is crazy. That is not a cactus, mate. Look at that, looking like data hard drives. Okay, with the voice crack. We've got the paintings here. You've got the Sith. Is there one of them for the Jedi? I think that one's the Jedi and that one's the Sith, but I could be wrong. Very good paintings, though, to fit the theme. Awesome. We've got the leather armor looking like, I want to say a Mandalorian with the helmet. Carrying on here. So they're feeling rough, which makes sense because a lot of like leather outfits in Star Wars are just rough pieces put together. We've got the weaponry. So this one is just a staff. And then you've got the rudimentary tools. Pop through to the chainmail, which again, they're going for on theme. So they're not looking for transparency here. The helmet, very copy and paste. Is it? Maybe slightly different because the T part, this bit here, is a bit wider. But again, I mean, there's so many different masks in Star Wars. Why did it have to have the same theme going through? We've got Mace Windu's lightsaber here as well for the stone tools. We've got a Sith lightsaber here for the iron tools. And then again, that same helmet design. That's a disappointment. I wish they would have used more helmets. Got a green lightsaber for the gold. I mean, you could have just gone for a yellow lightsaber. They exist, don't they? There's a different helmet there, though, which is cool. I mean, the outfits definitely fit the theme. The diamond, I like that they've gone for blue there. That's cool. And a blue light. See, you've gone for a blue lightsaber. Give me a yellow lightsaber. Yellow lightsabers definitely exist. And then we've got the Netherite. Again, the helmet's a shame. The helmet is definitely a shame. I think that's supposed to be the dark saber. If it is, I'm very happy that they've chosen that. There's the rest of the tools. The elytra wings looking like the wings from the creatures on, is it Geonosis in the second film? I like that. Second film, episode 2. The trident, kind of looking like one of them zap sticks. We've got a shield here. A pumpkin. Is that Darth Vader's mask? No way. No way is that Darth Vader's mask. Hang on. What's the button I need? Over here. Oh, that's nice. With the Mandalorian suit there. Okay. Put this on. It is Darth Vader! Cue the breathing! Cue the breathing! Hopefully I remember to put the sound effect in there. Otherwise I'm going to look like a right twonk. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. I love that as well. Look at that detail of the wiring on the nose. That's so cool. Yeah, alright. I'm here for that. Darth Vader indeed right there. Thank you very much. Throw that one away. We've got the heavy core and the mace. Oh, that's weird. The bundles are the wrong size. How did Minecraft mess that up? How can I have a go at every other texture pack if Minecraft are messing it up? That's crazy. And then if we pop this on, do we have, excuse me, we do have a custom XP bar, hunger, and health. That's cool. Hopefully at some point I remember to put the armor trims as we were going through that as well. I am mixing a few things up, so I hope you like it. Let's head over to the Nether now. And let's see what's going on there. Before we move on to the next section, if you're a fan of the lush caves biomes, don't you worry, I've got you covered, because this is how the lush caves look in this texture pack. And if you're a fan of redstone, I've also got you guys covered, because here are the basic redstone components in this texture pack as well. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright then, so into the armory we go. We can see that Star Wars splash title there as well. And a very simple background. Right. Okay, there's some stuff here that we need to unveil. First of all, very dark Nether. Very dark Nether. And that is going to be completely because Netherrack has this smooth interior spaceship design. That black, sleek spaceship design that you get in Star Wars movies and TV shows. That's what they've gone for here. And it really recreates the Nether. That's actually quite mad how it's recreating the Nether here. What's over here? What's this? Hang on. Soul Soil? Oh. That is a clash on that. Soul Soil looking like the bones. Okay, there's a lot going on here. We've got I want to say TIE fighters, skeletons. All right, let's see what we can unpack first and foremost. What's this over here? Look, it's so much darker as well. I really like the Netherrack for the theme. This would not be a builder's dream at all unless you're building Star Wars spaceships. But yeah, for the theme, I think this is awesome. We've got an Enderman here. We'll see you in the end then, mate. You're a little bit early. We've got Crimson Roots in Soul Soil. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Is this a ghast? 1 second. Are you a ghast? You are a ghast. Okay. Fair dues. And what are you? So there are other stormtroopers. These guys are hidden as zombified piglins. So it's not necessarily variation in the mob, but different mobs are part of the same family. So zombies, zombified piglins, which I guess would mean that zombie villagers, maybe? We shouldn't do this here. but we're going to. We've got zombie horses. Where are zombies? Creepers, parrots. I should not be doing this in this section. Just going to long out the video. So we've got zombies looking like a normal stormtrooper. We've got... Where are we? Again, zombified piglins. What was a drowned? No, drowned wasn't. I'm looking for a zombie villager. Where is a zombie villager? This is so much easier to do when you know what you're looking for and you plan things. Daz doesn't plan things. Zombie villager. There we go. Zombie villager is also a stormtrooper. Whoa. Wait, what? Okay, so there's variation on the zombie villagers. Some are stormtroopers looking cool with some sunglasses, and some are these crazy whatever that is. Okay, fair dues. Wasn't expecting to do that, but we did. Where is that ghast? I want to see that ghast. I cannot stress enough how dark the Nether is as well. Let's see the fire. Alright, so it's the orange color flame, but we've got the fire. It's a very harsh flame as well. I want to find that ghast again. I want to find a fortress. Maybe we can find another biome as well, as we looking at basalt deltas now. Okay, it feels like a harsh planet surface. Get that grey fog in the background too. Alright, I like that. I really like the Netherrack for the theme. We've got the red hot lava. Not seeing any oh, wait. Is this magma? So magma here. Feeling a little bit colder even than just the lava. Weird effect. Okay. Doesn't look like the magma cube. That's a shame. Have to call that out. But here we are with the TIE fighter. So, if I go into survival, what does that look like when it attacks? Game mode, survival. Where are you, ghast boy? There he is. I'm in lava. No! Oh, and it attacked me as well. So we're going to retcon that, and I've got a ghast again. Oh, we got blaster sounds. Do it again. Do it again. Oh, I didn't have a sound that time. So what, not every time has a sound? No, I'm not on fire again. Why doesn't it have a sound every time? Okay, so there's some inconsistencies in the sound. Maybe because I'm so far away, I'm not sure. Let's get myself back into creative. But it fires from the TIE fighter, and occasionally there are sounds, so... And it cries like a ghast when you hit it. So that's a little bit of an immersion break going on there. Let's find a fortress. And alright, so I managed to find a fortress, and wow, okay. Very red. Definitely a Sith building here. Whoa, hello. Oh, it's the Emperor's guards. Are you Wither skeletons? You are? That's amazing. That's amazing. No, they're not the Wither. No, hang on. No, they're the Knights of Ren, are they not? Are you not a Knight of Ren? What are you? Why do you have one of those? What are you? You're something. I'm going to go with a Knight of Ren. Because Emperor's Guards... Did Emperor's Guards have lightsabers? Oh, I'm going to make myself look like a right loser now. It's got to be one of the two, right? That's awesome. Where are blazes? I don't believe it. I heard laughter from afar. The blaze is Palpatine. How is the blaze Palpatine? Look at the force lightning coming off him there as well. No, young Jedi. You will die. The laughter is creepy. Okay, let's get a Wither out here. Honestly, I expected Palpatine to be like the Wither or something. So is the Wither going to be Darth Vader? This is what I'm interested to see. No. Is the Wither Darth Vader's TIE fighter? Oh, wow. We've got the sound effects. They're very quiet, the sound effects. Oh my days, he's turned on the Emperor again. Okay, that is very weird. Feels a little bit clunky, but that is very, very weird. I cannot... Whoops, where have I gone? There we go. I cannot believe they made Emperor Palpatine just a blaze. That's mad. Let's head off to the end now, and let's see what's happening with the Ender Dragon. Alright, so into the end we go. How you doing? Obsidian definitely still looking like the netherrack. It has that weird kind of misstep effect there as well as it's next to each other. Endstone looking very weird. Okay. Complete change on the endstone here. Alright, so the Ender Dragon is a dragon. That we've seen already. The Enderman, we saw the Enderman was a droid. Kind of like the droid from Rogue One, essentially. Might not be, but kind of like the droid from Rogue One. Very dark end here. We've got the void looking a little bit grainy as well. Let's see this dragon then. There seems to be elements of alien to it. It's got the weird eyes of an alien. That's weird, man. To see Palpatine as a blaze and then see the dragon only having like alienified effects to it. A little bit weird, a little bit downhearted. I'm holding out hope. That was supposed to be said a little bit differently. I'm holding out hope that the Warden is Darth Vader. Let's head to the ancient city and find out. So we're in the ancient city then. Let's light this up. And okay, so they've gone for a kind of white and silvery, almost mechanical sculk fill. Okay. And again, you've got the paneling from the Death Star or from spaceships in general. There's definitely a use. That's a mad bat right there. How you doing? There's definitely a use of grays and blacks to just add that darkness effect as well to the world, but it looks very clean. I'm not really getting like ruins of an effect here. I'm getting more, I don't know, cold metal feeling. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. And I think let's get the Warden out here, shall we? Alright, so the Warden has spawned. I was a little bit unready there. I was kind of looking at these two, the Shrieker and the Sensors, because of how cool they looked. So the Warden, we've got no Darth Vader. That has to be one of the craziest droids I think I've ever seen. Why does that give me like skibbity toilet effects? I don't know. Like, it feels like a camera. I'm a little bit disappointed by that. It's not quite an AT-AT. It's not quite a massive droid or a massive character from the Star Wars world, which I was kind of expecting. I feel like Darth Vader would have been an awesome Warden. Maybe I built that up too much in my head. But what am I going to give this texture pack out of 10? I mean, listen, I think it's an amazing pack. I do. I think it sticks to theme really well. I think it has Star Wars at the heart of everything that it does. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And I'm probably glazing a little bit here. There could be ways to knock it down, but I just think the nostalgia of Star Wars, the nostalgia of like the original trilogy, I think is awesome. And while I would have done certain things different, like there's no way I'm making Palpatine a blaze. I would have made Darth Vader a Warden. I would have made sure that I could use my own character skin. Things like that. I do think that you can see the effort that has been made to stick to theme, and that deserves to be completely shouted about. So Minecraft, you obviously did an amazing job. Maybe you have access to features that other texture pack creators don't, or maybe you've just got a team that's able to do more. I don't know. And also, don't forget, while it is 1,340 mine tokens, there is also a mashup world that you get. It's not just a texture pack, so it has to be graded a little bit differently in my opinion. So for me, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. But let me know what you guys are giving it. Please do drop a comment down below. I always enjoy reading your comments and your reviews. Please do leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. And if you're new to the channel, as always, please do hit that subscribe button and help us on the road to 7,000 subscribers. There are so many changes going on in the background behind YouTube and the way the videos come out that all support actually helps the channel so much. So much so that I don't even know all of the ways that it helps. I just know it does. So please do consider leaving a like, dropping a comment, and or hitting that subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!